All right, I'm going to talk about these three guys right here all together. They don't have really any controls, which is sort of a shame because, especially noise, I wish there was some control for that. But let's start with noise. So we're going to click on that. Let me turn that off. All right. So it won't be really obvious right away, but actually we'll do it without noise first. I'm going to cut my flow down. And I'm just going to airbrush on the page here. All right. Turn on noise and do the same thing. And it's not obvious that there's something different going on here. So let me blow it up. And as you can see on the one on the right with noise, blow it up even bigger, you can see these little particles that are in there. They're not on the left side at all. And this is why I wish noise had a control, because I would like to be able to beef that up a bit, because I like texture, like I said. And if you're not aware of noise in Photoshop, I will give you a little side trip here in our tour of the brush palette. And let me make a new layer. And I'm going to fill it, edit, fill, and I'm going to fill it with 50% gray because you need pixels to make noise. And if you go under filter, there's a little category here called noise. And if you go to add noise, you get this screen. Now, this will vary depending on the PPI of your file, the file size. Smaller file size will make bigger noise, and the larger file size, and this is a slightly larger file size, will make smaller noise. But I can increase the amount, so you see it there. I can make it monochromatic. I can do Gaussian. And I think it's a really nice feature, and I will paint stuff like this into my digital paintings. And I really wish that the noise function in the brush palette would allow me to increase or decrease the amount of noise that's going into the brush, and I don't know why it doesn't. I have made brushes out of noise, so I kind of get the same results. But that's my one disappointment in regards to that. All right, so there's your little side trip on noise. Back to the brush palette. All right, so that's noise. Let's take a look at wet edges. You can see right away what's going on there. So wet wedges works very well with the watercolor brushes and stuff. I'm going to put the flow back up to 100 and you can see right away the edging I get with that. It's kind of neat. So if used for the right purpose, I think that works out well. This is how it looks without it. And again with it. Also, we got buildup, and buildup is also available right up here. You can see that the two switches are connected. Buildup. So what is buildup? So when you use the flow function with your brush, and you click down, you get whatever percent the flow is initially set at. So in this case, I'm at 100, so I'm going to change that. So let me take this guy down to 15. So when I click, I get 15% of my color. And it doesn't really start flowing until I start moving the brush, which I like, quite frankly, because a lot of times when I'm painting, I'll sometimes stop and figure out what I may want to do and then continue. However, if you would like it that the moment you press on that button, whether the brush is moving or not, that the brush will continue to spit out paint, turn this guy on. And now, when I press down the button, I'm not moving the brush, but the paint keeps spilling out up to 100% of that color. I want to point out these little locks on the side. They're rather helpful. If you decide you want to paint with a certain texture or a certain style in all your brushes on a specific picture, and you don't want to keep going back and forth with each brush and clicking on all this stuff, all you got to do, like say scattering. Let's beef up scattering here. And make my brush smaller. Now we can see what I'm doing. So see, I'm really happy with that. And maybe I want texture in there too. And maybe, you know, shape dynamics. If I go click, 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 and I turn on those locks, if I go to a different brush, so we'll go to the hard round is retaining all those same elements in it. If I go to this brush, the same deal. So no matter what brush I click on, they're going to have the same attributes, and I'll have to keep coming back here and changing that. And that will end our tour of the brush settings. I hope that was all helpful to you.